How's everybody doing this morning? So basically, what I'm doing is I'm making a video over concerning my Google Stadia refund. They processed payments November 9th, and I'm still waiting to get the refund, but there was an issue. Let me show you right here. Let me go into Stadia settings so you can see they did process the refund, but I'm going to talk about the issue that I'm having. Now, it can take up to 9 to 10 business, not 9. It can take anywhere from 5 to 10 business days. You don't count weekends. So 10 business days for me, assuming it takes the full 10 business days, will be November 23rd. But let me show you the problem that I'm having with, now, I'm not going to show you like specific conversation between me and Stadia on Twitter. A particular reason because I had to show some account information, so I'm not going to put that in the video so to have my card number and things like that being shown. But before November 9th, when they actually physically did the processing, because they sent me the information on when the refunds were processed, prior to that, I had contacted Stadia and I had informed them that the payment that I did my Stadia purchases is no longer a valid card, and I had a new card that I had put onto my Google account way in advance. I had put it in there. And what occurred was when I had did that, they sent me a message back. They was telling me that they'll send some information send me an email so they can process it properly, which they never did. They never sent me the email. And so I contacted them about it because they processed everything under the older payment, which will not have me receive it. So when I was talking back with Google Stadia back and forth, I did get a little bit irritated. I was tempted to tell them off, but I didn't. But it was getting annoying. So when we had talked, they basically were telling me about sending me an email, and I said, we've already been through this. You're not sending me emails because you haven't sent them. It's not in my junk mail folder, not in my other folder inboxes, not in the regular folder, and not even under social. I checked all my Gmail inboxes where they could have been, and they weren't there. So now they reached out to me and telling me to give me the 10 business days to work with. So I'm going to sit back and see what occurs. But the problem was, after I told them way in advance that the payment information changed, that's no longer a valid card, and the new card is on my Google account for me to receive it. They told me that they will be processing it to the new account, but they went ahead and did an automatic payment anyway. So I don't know how long it's going to take, assuming that it does come back to them and they got to send me an information requesting another payment option, which was already done. All they had to do was check. They never even looked at my Google account. Otherwise, if they did, they would have saw the new card and processed everything over to make sure I get the refunds in a timely manner. Because with my bank, whenever I get a refund, it only takes 24 hours. My bank, it never takes 5 business days. It's the only time it would take 5 business days with the bank that I've had when I first opened my account, because you got that 30-day window for security reasons. It takes, it would take 5 days, but before that, not before that, but after that, it only took 24 hours. Even if a refund was done on, let's say, a Saturday, I would have it by worst case scenario Monday afternoon. But after having and I made it known in the private messages that I had, because I inboxed Google Stadia directly in their inbox, and we talked back and forth in the inbox, which once again, I'm not going to show the messages because it has some of my card information on those messages where they needed to see what the card and everything's supposed to be doing the payments for. So if they had just checked the information, I would have already received my refund. But now that they pretty much all of my prior messages to when I had informed them of my new payment did not go through, or they didn't look at it. I don't know what they did. Well, it went through because they saw it, because they responded to all my messages. Just whoever was working on their end didn't even bother looking at my Google account. So now I'm in an extra waiting period to see when I'm gonna have this sent back to me. So I mean, I didn't, like, some people spent over $3,000 to $4,000 on Stadia. I'm not in that situation. I think I have, like, maybe between all the games that I've purchased and everything, when I was using Google Stadia, I probably have about, give or take, $300 to $400 coming in. But it's just annoying in total. This should have been taken care of when I informed them prior to them actually doing the refunds, because they was talking about it, but they didn't give anybody a specific date. And the actual date when I found out when I was talking to them was November 9th. But if they had looked at my account for the proper payment information, it would have went there and I would have received it. So now I gotta wait an extra 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, maybe a little bit over a month, who knows. But it's a really big inconvenience, and they even tried to give me the same response over and over. Like the last response, when they said, okay, we're gonna have our best to do everything on January 18th, I replied to them, why are you telling me about January 18th when you already processed my refund to an invalid card? And that's when they started changing their tune and started giving me a whole different response. So I hope, so just a heads up, if you have any different information from when the original payment was made, you need to talk to Google Stadia, because you may be anywhere from 2 weeks to a month later than everybody else getting your refund. So you might want to check into it now. Just give you a heads up.